Oh, hello.
Hello,
Yes, hi, how are you?
I am good. Thank you for the that.
All right, no problem. Sure.
I'm fine. Yes. What's happening? The latest financial news, right? I've got Literisa on the line. And Literisa just needs to tell me, financial news updates always get us a little bit nervous, but every day decisions are made in boardrooms, governments, and global markets, and they directly impact entrepreneurs, investors, and consumers. So let's just hear what might be happening that could be influencing your business. Literisa, good evening. Welcome back to Life and Money.
Good evening, Miss Kumi. How are you? And good evening to your listeners as well.
Talk to us. What's happening?
Look, I think today's one is not out of the boardroom, it's out of the sports field. And I'm sure by now, South Africans have had an opportunity with the passing of Jaden Adams and Mr. I think it's Lukolo, if I remember correctly. And I think it sparked a conversation regarding men's mental health and the whole notion of male suicide. I don't know if your listeners would be aware. I mean, it sits at about 80% of the total suicides in South Africa. And one of the undeniable factors that often impact on that is your financial stability, your financial situation. And so I thought maybe today would be a good day to contextualize it. I know people often say money doesn't buy happiness, which it doesn't, to be honest. But we seldom hear why, how, where does it fit in, what are we missing? If I had a little bit more money, then it will take all my problems away. And so I'm here to have that conversation.
So talk to us a little bit about how you feel that men can kind of manage their mental health while still faced with these kind of financial challenges. Because I think maybe the perception that a man is the head of a household, he needs to have everything figured out financially, is kind of what gets us to that place where you feel overwhelmed by everything that's happening. How can we ease that stress?
Yeah, look, and I think one of the things that I will introduce is the concept of a value index, right? The items that make up your total value as a human being. And I wish I had come up with it, but it's a rabbi, a Jewish rabbi, Rabbi Daniel Levy, in his book, or Daniel Lapin, in his book, The Holistic You. He introduces the concept of five F's: for F for faith, F for family, F for friends, F for fitness, and F for finance. And he says there's essentially a system in place that exchanges value or develops value as you grow as a man. And depending on how you manage these five areas of your life, you often will find yourself being able to survive situations of hardship, because whenever you find that you've got challenges in family or in finance, then maybe your faith, your fitness, your friendships can pick you up, and it continues to interchange. And I thought that was a really interesting concept, especially because I'm a finance person, and oftentimes people come to me with finance problems and finance problems only. And so it offered a great platform to then build on to this framework that what's this, Rabbi Daniel Lapin introduces for us.
When you break it back down, how do you think that then the stresses, I guess, once alleviated, how do we get to a point where we're living comfortably enough to know that even with the bumps that we have, with the F that you just mentioned, that we can have highs and lows, but still we need to kind of, when we're in the low, survive somehow. And I think that's what I want us to wrap it all up with. We are going to go to an ad break. When we come back, I want us to talk solutions, right? We're moving on from the problem.
Yeah.
And maybe we're still in the problem stage, but how do we get to a point where we ride the wave until the wave is calm? in the C's account. That's what I wanted to talk about up next. We're talking all things men and mental health, finances, how they all tie in together. This is Life and Money. Stay tuned.
Ready to upgrade your driving from limited seat station? Final Motors introduces the stunning new MG3. The petrol are unbelievable. Get behind the wheel today and use your power. Enjoy 6 months of absolutely no payment. Look away. 35,000 Rand cashback. Get 35,000 Rand dealership. Why? It's all about premium quality and unbeatable value. Book your test drive at Lionel Motors today. Now, WhatsApp 083-526-9026. Lionel Motors, driven by passion, rooted in society. A o na le kgwebo e kwadisitsweng kgotsa nnyaa ikgolaganye le lefapha la matlotlo la North West mme o bone thuso ka go ikwadisa go tlaleletsa tshedimosetso ya kgwebo ya gago mo Central Supplier Database CSD le mo North West Business Enterprise Database. Bagwebi ba ba nang le bogole le bone ba rotloediwa go kwadisa dikgwebo tsa bone ka ya ka magolo otlhe a kgwebo le bopaki jo aterese mafelong a latelang ka lena kgwedi eno ya Phukwi ka di 14 re kwa Itshakoleng Travel Hall, di 15 Sunday Banquet Hall le ka di 16 re feleletsa kwa re Paratile Community Hall ba na le di local municipalities. Nako ya dikopano tse tsotlhe ke gore ya borobongwe mo motsong ikgolaganye le seipa se le tšhomo mo 018-388-4226 ka CSD mme North West Business Enterprise Database ge ikgolaganya le Advocate Thomas Sekhukhwane mo 018-388-1582 kgotsa etela website ya lefapha go ya gago ka motsa jwa rona. Your life, your body.
Welcome back to Life and Money. We're about to wrap up the show, but before we do, I'm still with Abudile Teresa, and we're talking about men's mental health, right? And we're talking about how finances obviously contribute to some of that. So I think while we're wrapping up, we're talking about how do we ride the wave even as we're experiencing these topics, because life is coming at us hard. Everybody's been hit hard. A lot of the things that we're experiencing now, cost of living is going up high. So if you're already in it, right, and you haven't kind of gone past it, what advice would you give someone? How do they survive?
So it's, as I said, it's an integrated system, and I think it's one of those where you ask, how does a car get from one place to another if you've got a flat tire or you're running low on fuel? And they kind of have to feed into one another. You know, the fuel tank is not more important than the tires. And so even when you're in it, it's obviously important to have a budget. And I always say, no matter how small your money is, budget it. But because today we're talking about the 5 Fs, what's important is to then contextualize it, right? So you've got your budget in hand, but you can see that it's not gonna meet at the end of the road, right? It's important to understand the importance of faith, right? Faith gives you hope. It gives you purpose. It motivates you to work. It keeps you focused on one day at a time. So I can see that I've got 10 Rand left at the end of the month. I can see I've got 10 Rand at the end of my debit orders, but maybe that's the 10 Rand that I need to sow in order to be able to keep going. And oftentimes you've heard people speak of breakthroughs. You know, I was on my last check, I was on my last leg, and a miracle came through, or this and that opportunity came through. So I think it starts with that. You have to manage the money that you have with you very well. And then already there, you can tap into the first F, which is your faith, which gives you purpose and keeps you motivated to work. From then onwards, it flows into family because it then encourages you to be responsible. Friends are going to give you support. They're going to give you encouragement. They're going to show you that, look, have you tried this? Have you tried that? They're going to give you that support where you don't feel judged or you don't feel like you're alone. And then before you know it, if you then tap into your fitness or if you use your fitness, that gives you energy. That's what basically clears your mind and allows you to channel yourself correctly into the solutions that you may have drawn up.
Yeah, no, this is definitely one of those important reminders, right? That financial success isn't just about maybe earning more, but it's also about kind of making those informed decisions, maybe asking for help when you need it, recognizing that, you know, looking after our financial health also kind of means looking after ourselves. And I like that you added that good health also adds to it, making sure that you are active and kind of maybe learning to live within our means. And I think maybe that's something we struggle with. So maybe what we need to do is have that conversation about how do we live within our means? Yesterday, I heard a conversation from someone that said, if you get a salary and 60% of it goes for all your expenses, you're still okay. But if you're spending more than 60% on other things like your household, your cars, your groceries, going out and all of that, you might want to sit down and consider, am I living within my means or am I living beyond them? And I think maybe that's a conversation that we need to have. But thank you so much for bringing this to light. If you had to wrap it up, how would you do that in one line?
In one line, balance. Make sure you've got balance and invest. You diversifying your well-being. So make sure that you diversifying into the 5 areas that drive you, that drive your life essentially.
I would say, Lisa, thank you so much for joining me. I do want us to have this conversation again, get a little bit more deeper into it, because I do think that finances and men and, suicide, all of those things are conversations we do not have enough of. And I do think that we need to get to a point where we make our men comfortable with saying if they don't have, and they don't have to have financial safe. It is okay to also say, Linda, right now, can I try again next? Without shaming them or anything. So, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Only a pleasure. Good evening to you and your listeners, Ms. Kumi.
This is life and money, right? These are the things we speak.
And I think that's a very important conversation, guys, that I'd like to leave you on. And I think we don't stress it enough. Some of these things, when we talk about them, it seems as if we're talking. I remember for me, it was Jay-Z. The concept of be yourself. I always would hear have confidence mixed with be yourself. And I remember listening to the story of Jay-Z, and he was talking about how everybody in the industry rejected him. So he was looking for a record label, and everybody would reject him. And eventually he reached the point where he decided, every time I sit at a street corner and rap my music, there's a lot of people that sit around and listen to me, and I win rap battles and that sort of a thing. But every time I go to a record label, nobody wants to buy my music, And he understood very well what he does well, how he wins his rap battles, how he has challenged this person and that person and ended up on top in the rap battles on the streets. And effectively, he ended up with so much knowledge of himself and his rap style that he decided, if nobody's going to employ me, if nobody's going to give me a contract, then I'm going to start my own record label. And he says the minute I started, I flew off the shelves simply from deals or records that were selling on the street. And then as time went on, by the time I think he had his first record deal or an offer for such, he had already made $1 million. Now, it's not a rags to riches type story or get rich quick type story, but it's essentially one of those cliches where, for me, that was one of the things that clicked. So oftentimes you hear people say, why don't men talk? And you find that men are talking, but nobody's listening. Or you find that men are talking, but it's very hard to crystallize what is it that you should be saying, what is it that you should be getting out of the conversations that you're having. And so for me, from a finance perspective, it's to understand that it's very rare that finance is an isolated area in your life. As I was mentioning there on the station, you find that you're competing with someone who's doing their life's work. It's their purpose. It's what motivates them. It's what aligns with the calling that they believe they have. There's no way you're going to be motivated enough to come up against that person, right? But it's important for you, while times are good, to invest in those other areas of your life that are going to you're going to depend on later on. It might not make sense, but for example, when you're younger and you don't have a family of your own, at least your own nucleus family, still invest in those family relationships, still invest in your fitness, still invest in your friendships. Maybe sometimes you over invest in that. Invest in learning to budget, in learning to save, in learning to invest, right? Invest, ironically, that word, invest in learning how to balance all these things. And you're never going to get them completely on board. I mean, you have to be able to make peace. Essentially, if you're dealing with 5 areas of your life and you only have 100% of the energy, you have to make peace with pouring 20% into 5 areas of your life every single day or every single week. And for a long while, it's going to look like you're not doing well. It's going to look like you're behind because your friends, for example, are investing 100% in one area and they're seeing immediate results. Other friends are investing 100% in another area and they're seeing immediate results. But you spreading it out and it's going to be a slow journey. But there comes a time where everything is above the 50% line and it almost becomes impossible for you to fail. I mean, then it becomes compounding. You've got your family in place, you've got your healthy relationships, you've got your faith in place, you know how to pray, you know how to meditate, you know how to consult, you know how to go deeper into a part of yourself that is bigger than just us here on earth. You've got your that was faith, family, yeah, friendships, and then your health. You've got a certain level of energy that allows you to engage the world from a certain confidence, that comes from showing up for yourself. I remember one time, and I'm gonna wrap it up on a bit of a brag. I was buying a tuxedo, and one of the things that they said to me is that tuxedo doesn't come in a size bigger than a size 40. And at the time, I was literally like on the edge. And that just, it gave me a reward to know I can fit into one, but it also gave me something to look forward to and to aim at and say, you know what, as long as I can fit inside a tuxedo, then I'm not doing too bad. Whether I can afford the tuxedo or not might be another story altogether, but at least I've got something going on in my life. So I think it's important for me that I introduce the 5 Fs. It's Rabbi Daniel Lapin, Holistic You. Get the book, read it, understand it, and then start building, putting together the building blocks of your life based on that. Chairman Mo, lovely talking to you guys and lovely talking to you guys on a new platform, UFM. Yeah, I mean, let's keep growing. Cheers.